Are you wanting to lose a baby weight without losing your milk supply? If so, then this video is for you. First off, don't believe this lie that if you breastfeed, the weight will just fly right off automatically, because breastfeeding alone does not automatically mean fast weight loss. Your hormones and metabolism play a big role in your weight. So let's talk about what's really going on and how to feel good in your body without losing your milk supply. So this is for you if you're wanting to fit back in your pre-baby clothes, feel good in your skin, but you don't want to lose your milk supply or give up your favorite foods. So if you're new here, hey there, I'm Brooke. I'm a registered dietitian, a lactation counselor, a mom of 3, and a breastfeeding mom. And I've helped thousands of moms reach their healthiest weight and feel like themselves again without sacrificing their favorite foods or their milk supply. On my channel, I make postpartum nutrition and breastfeeding less complicated so that you can get results and feel better. I post new videos every Tuesday. So be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and you can be notified whenever I post a new video. So before we get started, hit that thumbs up button if you're gonna take action on what we covered today, and you can see how many other moms are also there in the comments supporting you. So let's talk first about what's happening to your body after birth. Estrogen and progesterone, your hormones, they drastically shift right after birth. And if your body doesn't feel safe or nourished, it's not gonna let go of any type of weight. Your body needs energy to produce milk, and your body is also protecting your milk supply and your healing process first. So if you're sleep deprived, this is disrupting your hunger and fullness hormones. Your body is depleted from birth. You're usually low in vitamins and minerals. These things can start to cause exhaustion, mood swings, increase the risk of postpartum depression, weight struggles, and excessive hair loss. So here's the harsh reality that moms aren't told about what their bodies are doing after birth. Maternal depletion can last for years, especially for breastfeeding moms. And your nutrient needs are highest after birth and while breastfeeding. Not actively replenishing those nutrients, the symptoms can stick around for a long time. In fact, some studies show that moms can experience things like fatigue and weight struggles, hair loss, mood changes, and brain fog for up to 7 to 10 years after giving birth, if they don't address the root cause at its core, which is nutrient depletion. So if you're feeling off, it's likely not just sleep, it's likely something more is going on with your body, and it's not gonna disappear until your body is replenished. But here's the good news. Just because struggling postpartum and all of these types of symptoms are common, it doesn't mean that it's normal or it has to be your normal. And it definitely doesn't mean that you have to just wait it out for your experience to be better. You can enjoy postpartum, you can feel good mentally and physically, and even emotionally again. Postpartum doesn't have to suck, you can feel good in your body again, especially when you know how to support your body the right way. So first, let's talk about what not to do. So if you are trying to fit back in your pre-baby clothes, I don't want you to cut out all carbs, because we need fruits and vegetables. We need the fiber, the vitamins and minerals from those things. I don't want you skipping meals, especially breakfast. Your protein needs are especially elevated after birth. So in order to hit your protein goals, you need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We don't want to go on a really low calorie diet. So if we start eating under 1,800 calories a day as a breastfeeding mom, this is shown to decrease milk supply. And I've seen this over and over. Moms are just trying to eat less, and they end up taking their supply, their energy, and their mood, and then their cravings start to increase. So what actually works? Well, first we need to target our macronutrient needs. So most moms are shocked to learn this, but your nutrient needs, especially protein, are higher after birth. And they're even higher than they were during pregnancy while you're growing a baby. And this is because your body is doing 3 things at once. Your body is healing from birth, whether it was a C-section or vaginal. You are making milk, and you're running on very little sleep for most of us. And if you're still eating like you did pre-pregnancy, or you're trying to go on a really restrictive diet, it's no wonder that you're feeling exhausted, moody, or stuck. Your body is like a car. It needs the right type of fuel and enough of it to run well. And you wouldn't wait until your gas tank is completely at empty to look for a gas station, or at least I hope not. So why are you waiting until you are starving to eat? Because when we're running on empty and we're hangry, we're more likely to grab whatever it is in front of us, whatever is easiest. And usually that's not necessarily the most nutrient dense thing. And if you're not getting the right nutrients in the right amounts, your body can't do what it needs to do. And that's when a lot of symptoms show up. Things like weight struggles, mood swings, irritability, headaches, brain fog, even low milk supply, constant exhaustion, even when your baby starts sleeping through the night. All of these things can linger when you're not eating the right balance of your macronutrients. And this is what your body is doing when it's begging for the right nourishment. So a lot of moms start making these common mistakes. They just want to eat less and move more because that's what we've been told works. But if we're eating too little for our needs while breastfeeding and recovering, it's going to slow down your metabolism, throw off your hormones. We can lose weight, which is actually muscle mass, and that's not the weight that we want to lose. And it can lead to more cravings, fatigue, and long-term weight gain. This can happen because we're intentionally cutting back. But a lot of moms, especially postpartum, are just too overwhelmed to eat. And so they're actually not eating enough, but it's not even necessarily fully intentional. Either way, your body's not broken, it's just under stress when it's going through this process. And when your body's under stress and trying to heal, and it's also going through trying to produce milk, weight loss can be harder. So if you're wondering, can I just go back to what I was eating before pregnancy? Or can I just Google or find something on Pinterest that's super random that I can just eat? I want you to be careful because most meal plans online, they are made for just either general women, moms who are not pregnant, breastfeeding, postpartum, or even men and women have different hormones going on. One of my clients made that mistake. She went to counting points again, and it was actually a breastfeeding safe one. Well, a few days in, she noticed that her milk supply started tanking. So we adjusted her macros and milk supply came back and she felt good again. So the bottom line is we need to make sure that we're eating enough of the right amount of fat, protein, and fiber in this season of life so that you can heal, still support your milk supply, but also support those changing hormones and metabolism. So you might be watching this and thinking, well, just tell me exactly how many grams of fiber and how many grams of fat and how many calories exactly I need to eat, how many grams of protein. And here's the thing, your needs are unique. They're gonna depend on how many months ago you had your baby, if you're breastfeeding or not, and if you're breastfeeding 8 to 10 times a day or just 1 to 2 times a day, what your current weight and activity level is, and whether you recently had a C-section or a vaginal delivery. And this is why customizing your nutrition in this stage of life is really key, because when you fuel your body based on what it needs, things start to shift in the right direction. Something else that a lot of moms don't realize is important when we're trying to fit back in our pre-baby clothes is stabilizing our blood sugar. So this is one of the sneakiest reasons why so many moms are dealing with cravings, moody, exhaustion, and they're just stuck with their weight postpartum. It's because they're not balancing their blood sugar. And this can be related to sleep deprivation. This can be meal timing, living off coffee instead of breakfast, just not balancing your meals right. So maybe doing really low protein or too high of carbohydrates for that plate. This is gonna affect everything, your energy, your mood, your milk supply, your metabolism. But when you stabilize your blood sugar, you're gonna ditch cravings, boost your mood and energy, reach your healthiest weight without tanking your milk supply. And no, you don't need to have diabetes or pre-diabetes as a diagnosis for this to matter. This matters for every postpartum mom. So even if you've never had any blood sugar issues, stabilizing our blood sugar is still crucial to keep our hormones balanced so that we can reach our healthiest weight and actually maintain it long term. Your blood sugar is out of whack, so many hormones are also out of whack. So think cortisol, insulin. This is gonna make weight loss harder and your energy crashes even faster. When your blood sugar is steady, you're gonna feel fuller longer, you're not gonna be as irritable, you're not gonna have as many cravings, and it's way easier to maintain your weight. So we wanna make sure that we're eating every few hours. So we don't wanna skip breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We wanna build our plate with enough protein, healthy fats, and fiber. We wanna eat in the right order. So if you could eat the protein and veggies first, that's gonna help reduce your blood sugar spikes. We also wanna focus on things like managing our stress, getting in exercise, especially walking, even short walks count. And carbs are not the enemy here. It's about pairing them well and trying to get those high fiber carbs instead of cutting them out completely. These small, consistent shifts are gonna make a huge difference. Okay, so the third thing that we need to focus on if you are trying to fit back in your pre-baby clothes and reach your healthiest weight without losing your milk supply is we have to meet our vitamin and mineral needs, because our vitamin and mineral needs are also highest after birth. Because between growing a baby, giving birth, and making milk, your body is running on a lot of different things right now. It's likely running on empty. And if you're not replenishing it well with what was lost during birth and pregnancy, it's gonna struggle. Think of it like this. Pregnancy and birth are like running a marathon, and your postpartum nutrition is your recovery plan. So when we're low in things like iron, vitamin D, omega-3s, B vitamins, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna deal with things like brain fog or mood swings or low milk supply, exhaustion, and it can even hinder weight loss struggles. Even slow healing after birth. This can also lead to excessive hair loss, and micronutrient deficiencies are really common after birth, and they can make postpartum feel 10 times harder than it needs to be. It can feel harder to work out, to meal plan, to do something for your body. So we want to increase our nutrient-dense whole foods, especially the ones high in iron, vitamin D, and omega-3s. We want to continue taking a high-quality prenatal vitamin throughout our breastfeeding duration and beyond. And we may also need to, for most of us, add in also targeted supplements to fill in the gaps. Now, getting blood work is really helpful to see what gaps we need to be filling in, but even just taking vitamin D, omega-3s, some of these are, probiotics, some of these are gonna be really important for all of us to be taking regardless. We wanna figure out what our body is needing right now. And if we wanna feel better physically, mentally, and emotionally, we need to start by restoring what our body has lost. So there's also some other factors that play a role in weight loss postpartum, things like walking and strength training, sleep and stress. These also impact your hormones and your metabolism. And I want you to know that weight loss while breastfeeding, it's possible. I've done it 3 times. I've been able to help thousands of moms do it inside of my program. You can do it without having milk supply issues. Important is starting with supporting your body and supporting your hormones and metabolism the right way, not punishing it. We don't want to just be living off of 1,200 calories a day. This is not enough for a grown adult. You don't have to choose between milk supply and feeling good in your body. You can have both. So when you take action on what you've learned today, be sure to come back to this video and share your results with us so that we can cheer you on. If this was helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when there's a new video up. Be sure to come hang out with me over on Instagram at Nutrition for Mamas if you want to learn more about my programs. You can also check out my free class below where I'll walk you through the 3-step system I use with my postpartum clients. And at the end of that free class, I give away some of my favorite guides and recipes so that you have some recipes ready to go. And remember, Mama, you deserve to feel good again.